Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, and welcome to another day in Azeroth. Mitash, Whitney, Towan, John, Karen, Mendy, Robert, welcome everybody. Mendy, thank you so much for the 14 months, I really appreciate that. We are playing during the week because my son is on spring break, and I'm not going to be able to stream on Saturday. Because I have stuff to do on Saturday. So I'm going to stream today, and I'm going to try to stream tomorrow as well. And then we should have time to stream a bit on Sunday. But Saturday, I will be occupado. Dan with the 34 months. Man, that's a ton of support. That's a long time. That's like years. Literally years, which is crazy to think about. Thanks, man. GS Dad, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here, I appreciate it. Alright, I'm in monkey stance. We got a couple of world buffs. We got Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer, and we have Might of Stormwind for 8 more minutes. Other than that, we're level 35 right now. When we hit level 36, thanks to Mitash, we have an awesome sword waiting for us. So I don't know what our two-handed sword skill is. But I'm hoping it's not 0. Oh, it's actually pretty decent. So yeah, we have that to look forward to really soon. To start things off today, we are going to ritually murder turtles for a while. Oh my god, one of my lights went out. Why did that light go out? I don't like it. Let's see if I can turn it back on. Oh, okay, I see what the problem is. Not going to be able to fix that problem right now. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a lighting issue. Apparently you guys can't tell very much, but one of my lights just died. Alright, let's just get into it. Who needs light? I mean, let's face it, the light's not going to make me look any less hideous anyway. So I think we'll be fine. Lael, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. John, I'm glad you're having fun inside. I've been having a ton of fun. It's basically been the only thing I've been playing. Well, it's been the only WoW that I've been playing. I played a little bit of hardcore yesterday, just to not fall out of touch with the Warlock. But when I think about what I actually want to do, it's been SOD recently. Yeah, it feels like every other day I'm killing turtles for one reason or another. They make for good grinds, especially when you're trying to level up your cooking skill. A couple of housekeeping items with the character. I did train all of our abilities, so we got a couple of things. We got Explosive Trap. We have Deterrence now. I don't know how often I'm going to use Deterrence. It's not quite like a save your ass button, because it's not very great. I guess dodge and parry by 25% is okay. So, you know, maybe I'll remember to use that sometimes. We were working with counterattack last time. We got a new rank of Raptor Strike. And I think that's it. I think that's everything that I trained. I mean, I trained a bunch of ranged attacks and stuff that we're not going to use, like Arcane Shot rank 16 and stuff like that, but we're not using any of that stuff, so... The best spot to find the turtles is if we follow this all the way to the north. There's never anybody up here. Although there is a chance that there will be an elite dragon flying around. Yeah, the seal weaving on the paladin is very useful as far as keeping your health going. I haven't tried it with any other seals. It's just been exclusively Seal of Light, which somebody recommended to me in a YouTube comment. Which, yeah, it stops us from having to heal quite as much. You still get plenty of downtime. I mean, the thing that I'm learning about the mobs, especially in like the level 40s, the mobs hit really hard because they've all been tuned up. They're doing 25% additional damage, like every normal overworld mob. So yeah, in the level 40s, they can do some serious damage. And they're not pushovers either. Like, you can't just walk up and kill them in a couple of hits. Like, they're gonna get plenty of hits in on you. There's maybe some classes are more powerful. Like, I love the paladin, but it feels like this build feels more powerful than either of the pally builds on the survival hunter. So could just be a DPS problem, but obviously on the paladin I've been rocking really good weapons, and we're still not like obliterating enemies. So I like it. I enjoy the actual challenge of combat. Like, people's biggest critique of SOD sometimes is like, oh, it's easy, it's like retail. It's not. If you're questing, it's not at all like retail. It's like the polar opposite of retail. Is this the stream that was supposed to happen Saturday? Sure. Yeah, let's say that. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow as well. And so sure, but yeah, I can't stream Saturday. I'm super busy. Yeah, exactly, Mitash. The game has a great balance of feeling powerful, but also being in difficult situations in the open world. Yeah, exactly. And like, here's the thing. I don't think the devs did it intentionally. I don't think it was just coincidental to what they did intentionally was they buffed the overworld mobs. That was like the best thing that they did. And they don't, like, no one knows that they did that. Hardly anybody remembers that they did that because nobody really fights these mobs. People level up in different ways. And when you're doing incursions, incursion mobs are tuned completely differently than overworld mobs. They're not tuned the same at all. And so it's like they didn't even do it on purpose, because they obviously weren't thinking about a game where people did the questing to level up, because they designed all of these other methods of leveling up. But the accidental results is actually really engaging gameplay in the open world, where your character feels powerful and has a lot of utility and can be built in unique ways. And there's good pacing. Like, the content is challenging, but it's not just challenging because it's going to take you 300 hours to get through it. The encounters represent substantial challenge sometimes, especially if you're fighting at level mobs, which once you get into the 40s, you're basically always going to be fighting at level mobs. It's been a really good experience. But I'm not going to give the devs credit for it. I'm not going to be like, oh man, they designed this experience. No, they did things that resulted in this experience without design intention. Which is probably why I think what we'll find out is some classes are going to perform very differently while questing than others. It's going to feel like vanilla in that regard too. Like, as we try different classes in SOD, I think we're going to find that some classes perform really well while soloing these mobs, and other classes start to struggle. I think that's going to be true. But yeah, that's my rant on SOD development for the morning. That's it. Jacob, my day's been going well so far. A Gamer, good morning, good afternoon to you, buddy. Legion of Bronze, thanks for being here and checking out the stream. I appreciate it. Alright, back to turtle killing. I did a respec too, but the respec was really cheap, so I just did a respec. I don't think I changed anything. I don't think I really ended up with anything different. I thought I was going to be able to get out of these points in deflection, but there's so few like decent talents in the second row that I had to put these points here to move on. But yeah, I think I ended up exactly the same. I got 2 points in clever traps. That's going to give us more damage on immolation trap and explosive trap. And I think that's really the only thing that's different. Can I fish here? I think I can fish. I hope one of my characters can still fish. Yeah, there we go. Okay, maybe. Exodus, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong with invasion boosting if that's what you want to do, you know? Like, everybody wants to play differently. Everybody has different goals. Especially if you're someone who's just trying to make gold, or maybe you've become super endgame focused. Like, I get it when people want to just grind up the levels. They want to get the level cap. If a version of the game has good endgame, and you're enjoying the endgame, then it makes perfect sense just to level up as soon as possible. Like, that's how I used to play in my 20s. When all I cared about was raiding, like, leveling up was like, it was fun, I liked it. But it was just something that I wanted to do quickly. You know, I wanted to get to max level as quickly as I could. Obviously now, like, my motivations for playing are completely different. But if I was just a player and I was really, really into endgame, then I would probably do, like, one character the traditional way, then I would probably just go to incursions for my other tunes. And just get them leveled up quick. Because, you know, doing it this way is still going to be like 50 or 60 hours. It's still going to be a substantial amount of time. We're at 22 hours / played right now. So we're level 35, we're at 22 hours. Like, yeah, it's still going to be like 60 hours is what I'm prophesizing. To just quest up characters and get them capped out by just questing. And a dungeon here and there. Oh, the SOD respec cost caps out at 50 silver. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I noticed it started at 10 silver. So when it was 10 silver, I was like, okay, let's just do a respec and just in case. Do I not use a pet with the melee hunter? No, I don't use a pet. I'm using the lone wolf rune, which is giving us extra attack power for not having a pet. I don't like pets. Not a pet person. Have I maxed out areas while questing? Have I out-leveled them? Or like cleared them? I typically... I feel like in the early zones, I was skipping some quests and able to leave early from zones. And now that I'm in like the 30s and 40s, it's like zone completion, but I don't have to zone hop between as many zones. It's like I'm able to be in Stranglethorn and just do a bunch of Stranglethorn like all at once, you know? And that's felt pretty good. I'm in the 40s on the Pally, and I'm not struggling to figure out like where I'm gonna quest. The path ahead is very clear. But I have not really straight up out-leveled the zone. You don't level quite that fast. In the very beginning, it feels like maybe you could out-level some quests. But what you do instead is you skip quests that are really annoying or that are out of your way. And then if you skip a handful of quests that are either really annoying or out of your way or unnecessary, then you won't out-level areas. You'll just have a linear path. Instead of having to do every starting zone, you do one starting zone. Instead of having to do Westfall, Red Ridge, and Duskwood, you can go from Westfall to Duskwood. You don't have to do Red Ridge at all. I think we did a handful of quests in Red Ridge on one of the characters. Yeah, it just lets you play in a very linear way. This spec is so strong, it's like, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. I saw that Balanced Druid and Feral Druid are also like really high on the DPS rankings for Phase 7. So I think after this, the next one that we'll level on stream will probably be a Druid. I'm gonna go Feral, like I wanna do a cat, because I was having a lot of fun with the hardcore cat. But we'll play Balance probably, we'll obviously play Balance until like level 20. When we get cat form. But I think that'll be the next one we do. The surprise Thursday stream? Yeah, sort of surprise. I mentioned last week that I was going to try to stream during the week a bit. Because my kid's on vacation, and I'm not going to be here on Saturday. I'm busy on Saturday, so... I thought I would try to find a couple of days during the week to stream. Turtle meat sells for a lot on US wild growth? Does it really? I mean, I kind of get it. I always farm turtles to work on cooking because it's in like a really sweet spot while you're leveling up cooking. You can get a lot of points off turtle meat. So I guess it makes sense that people would just want to buy it. Well, maybe we'll check the auction house here on EU and see. I put those firefin snappers, we had fished up quite a few firefin snappers last time, and I put those up on the auction house for like $1.50 a piece. Something like that. We'll see if they end up selling. Dave, thanks for being here and checking out the stream. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we always keep it all in-game music. For like the straight-up World of Warcraft vibes. Yeah, I got some mail from the auction. You know what? I also saw some oily blackmouths for really, really cheap though. I bet this is the money from the oily blackmouths. I don't think I sold the fire, maybe, but I don't think I sold the firefin snappers yet. So I think I saw the system message come through earlier when the oily blackmouth sold. So yeah, it's like 20 silver. Parkow, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. You know, I should have thought about, like, do we want to be in the queue for anything while I'm here? Oh, just library. I gotta get to a point where we can do armory. We need another level or two. I think at level 36, I think we'll be able to queue up for armory. So we'll check back then. And we'll have a new sword equipped then, so once we get that skilled up. But if we want to do that, then I have to figure out how we're going to stay here. My plan was to go to Stranglethorn, but I guess we can find some other stuff to do here. We could go after Yeti fur, we can go after mountain lions. There should be a syndicate quest. At least one syndicate quest we can do. It would be cool to win the axe off the boss in armory, but I haven't seen it even, well, I've seen it drop. I haven't won it in so long. I did a bunch of runs on my warrior trying to get it, never saw it drop. The paladin didn't see it drop. Yeah, I don't know. The chances of getting the axe are extraordinarily slim. But it would be really cool to have the auto spin on this character. Just occasionally do some AoE damage. Not to mention that the axe is pretty good. Mitash, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll try to just sit in the queue and do it the old-fashioned way, but yeah, we'll see. Understandably, a lot of people don't do the leveling dungeons. I really, this is probably not going to be like a super popular opinion, and I'm okay with that. But I really think that SOD could benefit from the automated dungeon finder, just like Cataclysm has. Because the reason why a lot of people are not doing dungeons is just with the travel time and how fast you can level up. Doing the dungeons isn't really worth the time investment. Because you level up so fast, like even any good items you get, you're gonna out-level them pretty decently. And yeah, it just means like you gotta stop what you're doing and you gotta go to the dungeon, then you gotta travel back to where you were at. And so I think like low-level stuff especially, people skip it. And so I feel like they could do the automated dungeon finder and just teleport us to and from the dungeon. Because I would do a lot more dungeons. I think everybody would do a lot more dungeons. And that way, the other cool thing that the automated tool lets you do that you can't do right now, you can't have a mechanism to incentivize tanks and healers. And when you do the automated system, they can do the loot bags, or the bonus XP, or both. And that would be a way to incentivize tanks, especially, because what I've also noticed is that there are no tanks. Nobody wants to tank these low-level dungeons. They just don't want to do it, which is crazy because the developers have done everything they can to incentivize tanking so far. They've added a rogue tank, they've added a warlock tank, they've added a shaman tank. Nobody wants to tank. So you do the automated group finder, you can do the loot bags for needed rolls, some bonus loot, some bonus XP. I think that'd be a win for everybody who plays SOD. Yeah, somebody didn't skin. Somebody didn't skin, but they didn't loot. So, like, sadly, I can't skin these guys because, yeah, whatever jerkhole just came through here, and it wasn't me, they didn't loot. So, yeah, sad but true. Community has a go mentality for tanking. Yeah, but SOD is kind of set up for that, because in SOD you have more ability to pull AoE packs and stuff. So like SOD is almost designed. It's designed with that mentality in mind. So you'd think you'd get tanks, they're already used to that. And it's not as fast as Mythic Plus, I don't think, but anybody who plays the game is already used to that. And I think the people who get turned off by the go mentality are new healers. The new healers have a hard time keeping go tanks alive. As a go tank, you just gotta go. And then, like, anything that happens bad is the healer's fault. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Yeah, Sam, if you're gonna start playing Classic right now, a couple things to consider. The Anniversary Realms are the newest Fresh Start realms for Classic. Ooh, got a twinge in my back, that was weird. And also, they're gonna roll into Burning Crusade. So that's a big consideration. The Anniversary Realms are in vanilla right now. And sometime in late autumn, early winter, they are gonna become Burning Crusade realms. And that's where a lot of people are playing. Also, Anniversary Realms are starting to be referred to as the Burning Crusade waiting room. So there's that. So yeah, but if you're looking for a version of WoW that's going to stay Classic era, then you want to look at other Classic era realms. If you're okay or excited with Burning Crusade eventually coming out, then you want to go on the Anniversary Realms. Everything's accessible through the Battle.net browser. So you go to WoW Classic, and if you go to WoW Classic, once you go in, you'll have different tabs for servers. You'll have Anniversary tab, you'll have Hardcore tab, and you'll have Seasonal tab. So the servers for Classic and the type of servers are broken out by the tabs at the bottom of the server list. Let's go ahead and fish this. Boop. I don't think I have a sagefish recipe. I got the tuna albacore tuna recipe, but it was a low-level recipe. And so yeah, I didn't even bother cooking them because the recipe was gray. Yeah, I'm gonna do raids in Sod. Yeah, I want to do some raids in Sod if I can get into pugs, because I don't have a guild. But I was told that the pugging scene is pretty decent for Sod, and that the beginning raids are still relevant to people because of the currency, so I should be able to get into some early raids to build up my gear. It's not that it's not that I don't like raiding. I mean, for years and years, all I cared about in the game was raiding. I don't do a lot of raiding content because I don't have a raiding guild. And it's hard to do regular raids in any version of the game when you're not in a raiding guild. And honestly, there hasn't been a version of the game that I've really wanted to raid in. I want to do some raiding in TBC. I missed my shot in Classic. I missed my shot in Classic because they rushed out Lich King Classic. So, because Shadowlands was doing so poorly. But I was close to getting my warrior in his bold set and ready to start doing some raids. And then everyone stopped doing heroics and caring about TBC endgame. So we'll see. We'll have another shot at TBC endgame next year. And then I'm hoping in the meantime to do some stuff in Sod. Mitash, I'm not familiar, but, you know, I can figure it out. Yeah, we'll see. We still have a little ways to go before we get to that point. But yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, the new raid comes out April 10. I won't be ready on April 10, but I might have a character max level by April 10. I don't know how many days away that is. That's a few days. Yeah, I might have a character max level by then, but we won't be ready to do the new raid for a while. Alright. Let's get moving. Amy, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, definitely for me, learning the new specs, learning the rebuilt specs and learning the classes and stuff, that is going to be like one of the more interesting things. But if the raiding is fun, then we can do more of it. Oh, Robert, this is not South Shore, bro. This is Terran Mill. Run for your life. Oh my god, here we go. We can do this. Boom. You killed me. I'm dead. Oh, he really did kill me. Oh, don't get distracted and run to Terran Mill thinking that it's South Shore. Wah, wah. Oh man, I thought we'd be able to feign death. But no, he didn't like that. Nicholas, good afternoon to you as well. And thanks for being here. Yeah, that's a sad one. I just saw like the town arrow. I just looked at the map and saw the town arrow and just started running towards the town arrow. It should mark enemy towns with the town arrow. Gotta pay attention. Yeah, it's just like part of it was reflex, but part of it was just like following the little town arrow. I should have known we hadn't run anywhere near far enough to be close to South Shore, but I was on autopilot. My autopilot failed. My autopilot flipped the horde switch and just failed. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. My posture has been like really bad recently. Are these raw sagefish worth anything? It'd be nice if I can fish things up that I can sell. Failing that, I guess I would want to find a cooking recipe. So we could at least cook them. The worst part about that death is that we lost our world buff. It's always sad to lose a world buff to a stupid death. Dave, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's pop open all of the clams. I also don't have a recipe for this, I don't think, either. Tangy clam meats. No. Nothing for tangy clam meat.
Good day to you. See you around. See you later.
$175. Oof. That's a big oof. We gotta get 25 more points. Where am I gonna get 25 more points? I don't know. I guess we could fish more. I don't know if I can get 25 more points off of bristle whisker catfish. I feel like I need a filler. Something that's going to be after this, but before turtle meat. Maybe if I can find the recipe for tangy clam meat, maybe that would carry us over. Roman, thanks for being here, man. Sorry you're not feeling well. Good vibes to you. What classes have I got to 60 at the end? There have only been a handful in Classic. The recent 60 was the Paladin. We recently got a Paladin to 60. I'm hoping to get all of my SOD characters to 60. Because it's gonna take remarkably less time. But we'll see. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I did sell all the Firefin snappers. Yeah, I sold them for 2 gold and 37 silver. That's a crap ton of money. Oh man, we need to fish up more of these. That's really good. I think we were getting these over in the Murloc area. I think we were getting these over here. I'm pretty sure that's where we were getting them. Because there were just like a ton of these tide pools. Because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money per fish. Let's just go do a little experiment. Let's see if this was the area we were getting them. And there's a tide pool right here. We can test it. Get away from my tide pool. How dare you. Ah, that's an oily blackmouth. Let's see. Let's try one more. Maybe they're just really rare. If I fish here, I think I'm just gonna get, like, boxes and stuff. We could try it. I don't know if I'm gonna get any fish out of this one. Okay, I'm fishing up alcohol. We're gonna fish up no fish, but at least we'll be sloshed. Dante, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here. Alright, well, if I get caught up in fishing, then we're probably never going to make any progress. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Maybe we go after the Yetis, and then also let's look for the quest for the Syndicate guys and for the cats. Should be like hulking mountain lions and regular mountain lions. And also, we got to do something about our inventory. Our inventory's in really rough shape. I'm going to have to try to vendor a bunch of stuff, and stop holding on to things. Carnifexia, you're thinking about getting back into Classic WoW. Which realm would I advise? That depends on like what version of Classic, you know? Are you trying to play Classic Era? Are you trying to play Kata? Are you trying to play Sod? It really depends. I would say if you're gonna play Classic Era, go to one of the Anniversary realms. I don't think it really matters right now, like which one it is, depending on just your preference of server type, basically. I'm gonna just have to sell some stuff. I'll pop the chest open so we can see what's in the chest. Other than that, raptor egg needs to go. Bristle whisker catfish can go. I'm gonna vendor these. Should probably be selling them on the auction house. I'm gonna vendor the sagefish for now. I'm gonna keep the turtle meat. Buy some more. Oh wait, we have moved on now, right? We are in moonberry juice. Let's get a stack of moonberry juice. Let's sell that stuff. Same thing with the meat. Let's just, I haven't been using buff food like at all recently. So I'm gonna open up the inventory a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I don't have a recipe for this, but there's gotta be one somewhere. I'm gonna try to hang on to these for now. Thinking that like maybe we can get a recipe for them from Stormwind or somewhere else. Yeah, if you want to get into TBC, then you gotta play on the anniversary realms. So yeah, make sure you go to the anniversary tab and you pick an anniversary realm. It doesn't matter, just pick, if you want PvE, pick the PvE one. If you want PvP, pick the PvP one, but... Because only the anniversary realms will be going on to Burning Crusade next winter, next autumn. Okay, that's it. Let's go find those quests. Have I done any incursions? No, from what I understand, they're basically like brain-dead, mind-numbing content. If you just want to like quickly level a character up and have it be completely mind-numbing, then you can do it that way. I didn't try it out. We went to go do it, we talked about it a bit with a couple of people who have done them, and decided it was really the last sort of content that I wanted to engage with. It says, oh, this is the Assassin's contract, okay. The other one we're looking for is Costly Menace. I don't think that they're like necessarily fun. It's just like a very easy way to level up and grind gold and stuff. Yeah, I need to turn off this stupid helmet. Thank you. I keep forgetting about this helmet. It's, you know, it is what it is. It looks like a football, an NFL helmet from the 1950s. You know. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's turn it off. There we go. Problem solved. How does the melee hunter work? It works really well. Yeah, we got a couple of new abilities from runes, and we got a couple of really buffed abilities from runes, and you're just a melee hunter. Yeah, that's basically it. You have a couple of runes that make you really strong in melee, and then you get a couple of new buttons that are melee buttons, and there you go. You do a survival build. We're going down survival for this one. So it's survival melee, and then I don't have a pet because, again, because of one of the runes I'm using. Lone Wolf lets me have more attack power myself if I don't have a pet out. So yeah, it's just a combination of the runes taking abilities that already exist and buffing them or changing them, and then getting a couple of new abilities. Like Flanking Strike here, this is an ability that you wouldn't normally have in Classic Era. But Raptor Strike you would have, it's just that Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite in this version are much, much more powerful than they are in Classic Era. Because of the way they synergize with your runes. So yeah, for all intents and purposes, we are a leather-wearing warrior. Two-hand wielding, leather-wearing warrior. Who gets attack power off agility. So we're like a ranger. We're like Aragorn. From Lord of the Rings. Paladin's been a lot of fun, and the good thing is the Paladin has been fun and the Hunter has been fun, and they have both felt like different journeys. They both feel really different to play. The journeys that we've gone on have felt different, and they're both fun. I have this feeling that all of the SOD classes are kind of fun. That's the inkling that I'm getting, is that in every class there is a build, a spec that is interesting and fun. Yeah, I think on the... After we cap this character, the next character that will level up on the stream will be a druid. And I think the next character I'll level up in a recorded series will be a priest. I think we'll be doing priest druid for the next round. And inevitably, I think like if if I'm gonna take a character into raiding, it's probably gonna be this character. I really love the Paladin a lot, and like maybe I'd want to heal on the Paladin or tank on the Paladin one day. But if I'm gonna go DPS a raid, I think it's gonna be on this class. This is a ton of fun, and it's the exact kind of button pushing, the exact kind of mechanics that I like. It's always what I want the arms warrior to be like, but it's not. So, yeah. If I was gonna DPS a raid, it would probably be this character. So I gotta find some more time to level this character up. Although we've been doing pretty good. We're not quite keeping up with the Paladin, but we're not like excessively far behind the Paladin on this character. You know, every time I go to jump off of something on this character, I still hesitate. From the thought of having a pet, I still hesitate every time I go to jump down. And then I just feel this overwhelming relief. Ah, yes, we don't have a pet. It's just like immediate relief floods me. Yeah, we need to go to Stranglethorn soon. Are we gonna lose anything? No, we shouldn't lose anything. You know what? If we hit level 36, then maybe the level 30s will be gray. No, I think we'll be good still. I think we'll be good unless we hit level 37. If we hit level 37, then it's possible that we have a couple of quests go gray. But yeah, we're gonna have to get going to Stranglethorn. I was kind of hanging out here, but like, I don't know if we should do more here. I think maybe we need to get started in Stranglethorn and do those level 30, 31 quests. Yeah, probably soon. Maybe we'll just do this Yeti one, and then we'll get out of here. We'll have to go to Ironforge though to get the Hillman's cloak, and the fine thread we can get. The bolt of wool and cloth we'll have to get out the auction house too. Maybe we'll do this one and then we'll head to Stranglethorn. My Hearthstone's set in Darkshire, so whenever we are ready, we can go to Darkshire and we can make the run. What's gonna suck is going down to Booty Bay. The big problem is like we might lose a couple quests, because like the big problem is we really want to get down to Booty Bay right away. Because there's a level 31 quest and like a level 30 quest for Crocodile skins that we really need to do immediately. But it's a long run. It's a really long run. I would love to wait until I had a mount to do the run down to Booty Bay, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. And then we have no, the other problem with Alliance is like we have no northern Stranglethorn flight point. So once we get down to Booty Bay and we pick up all the quests in Booty Bay, then we have to fly back to Darkshire. And then we gotta run from Darkshire. There's so many changes in SOD, like, can we get a petition going to put a flight point at the rebel camp in northern Stranglethorn? So we can just get things balanced out, because on the Horde side they have Gromgol base camp, and they have Booty Base flight point. So they have a really easy access to quests in the north and southern part of Stranglethorn, where on the Alliance side, you just get effed. You get completely effed trying to move between southern and northern Stranglethorn, and like all that needs to happen to fix it is to have a flight point at the rebel camp. Like, can we just get this in the game, please? Can we get this in some version of Classic? Just so Stranglethorn doesn't suck so much for Alliance players. Stranglethorn's a great zone. I always dread going there on Alliance. Going there on Horde is like so easy. You get on a Zeppelin to Gromgol and like, oh look, I got the first flight point. You run a little bit, you get the Booty Bay. Look, I got the second flight point. Or you just take the boat from Ratchet. It's so much easier to get the flight points for Horde side than it is like to deal with travel on Alliance side. It doesn't have one until Cataclysm. Yep, they put one in Cataclysm finally, but by then oh wait, no, you know what, maybe it was Wrath. Did they put one in by Wrath? I think at some point before the Cata revamp they did put something at the Rebel camp. Maybe it was Wrath of the Lich King that added it. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm making things up. Yeah, it's because we have so many buttons to push. You know, we have a lot of buttons that are like melee swing oriented. That's why it's like damage is going out, bang, 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 and it's all these really big crits. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like, you know. And sometimes what happens is you'll get to do multiple raptor strikes back to back. Sometimes up to 3. I've had it like 3 times reset itself on the 30% chance to reset. So you just like, you're firing off multiple raptor strikes. Mongoose Bite is proccing, like off those raptor strikes, you're proccing Mongoose Bite, and then you're hitting that multiple times, and then you just get these like flurries of DPS, and so many of them are these huge crits. They're gonna nerf this spec into the ground. It's coming. It's coming. When I get to 60, they will nerf this spec into the ground. It'll still be fun, but they're gonna have to nerf it probably. It just seems like it's so powerful. It's so strong, like, and it just feels good to press the buttons. Yeah, it's quickly becoming my favorite spec. You know, I mean, part of that is because it's so new that obviously that's a big allure as well. But then even once that newness wears off and you get into it, it's just so good. Alright, yeah, so we got the Yeti stuff, but like, we don't have the other stuff. Let's fly to Ironforge and let's at least get that done. We have more mail from the auction house, apparently. There we go. Yeah, a distance closer would be really great. It is a weakness, and so maybe it's intentionally left as a weakness, because I've thought that too, like, man, if I just had a distance closer, the class would be too perfect. I don't see the harm in putting in a distance closer as long as you can't use it while you're in combat. Because then it really only helps you a lot while you're soloing, I feel like. I don't think that can make a big difference in your performance in like a raid situation, having a distance closer. So I feel like they could give him a distance closer and that would be okay. There we go. You know, but maybe not. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of that would make that like a little bit too overpowered. We have disengage, which is a way to, you know, get away from enemies. But yeah, grappling hook would be great. That'd be cool. Maybe, I mean, there's still shoulders. There's no rune slot for shoulders, which I find incredibly weird. And there's nothing for the neck. Disengage to the enemy, like put my back to them and then boom. Yeah, that'd be a lot of effort, but it'd be possible, I guess. I feel like they have room for like a couple more cool abilities like that. They could put them on the shoulder slot. Like, I'd love to have a grapple hook ability for my shoulder slot. I don't know what they want to give the other specs, but I would really love a grapple hook. Thanks, Blizz. Get it done. They should move SOD into TBC. Like, TBC should be Season 2 of SOD. And in Season 2 of SOD, we go to Outland, and we get artifact weapons. Some kind of artifact weapons. Instead of getting more runes, give every spec an artifact weapon. Make new order halls for us to progress through somehow. And there you go, that's SOD Season 2, The Burning Crusade. We go to Outland, we do artifact weapons. Classic artifact weapons. That'd be cool. And then that way we just keep the same runes, right? Like, keep all the same runes. Still got the runes, that's fine. And then we do artifact weapons, and you add new abilities and new powers through leveling the artifact weapon or something like that. Maybe there are passive skill ups in the artifact weapon, and then you socket abilities in at certain thresholds. As long as they give us the rune vendor at the start. I don't think there's a problem with like progressing through and earning like new abilities. I think the way they did it with discovering runes was totally the wrong way. And I think leveling up a thing like an artifact weapon, that could be a good way to introduce new abilities, but do it intentionally over time. You know, the other problem with the runes is like, yeah, you discover them, they're meant at certain levels, but what people did instead was they got high level characters to help them go get the runes that they technically shouldn't have till later, and that's when it was kind of broken. That's when it's like, okay, just give everybody everything all at the beginning and balance it all out. But yeah, I feel like working through artifact weapon progression would be okay. I don't know, I'm just spitballing. I'd like them to do SOD in Burning Crusade, you know, but I wouldn't want it to just be like, let's add a bunch more runes. I don't think that's the way to do it. Alright, we need to visit the auction house. We need Hillman's Cloak and Bolt of Woolen Cloth. Hunter Trainer, I trained before the stream. Let's see if we haven't leveled yet. Yeah, we should be good. Yeah, we're good. At level 36, we'll get a new rank of Immolation Trap, Viper Sting. We're only really using Immolation Trap sometimes. But yeah, I did the smart WoW player thing and I trained before the stream today. Let's see. We want Hillman's Cloak. That's kind of expensive, but okay. And we want Bolt, not Bold. There we go. Yeah, the fine thread we can grab right at the trade goods vendor right there. Me, Tosh, are gonna do a Nomergon run. I'll pass. I'm tempted. It's tempting. It's gonna be 60s. Yeah, it's gonna be like just a run through. I'll pass. It's tempting though. I appreciate the offer. I really want to get into Stranglethorn. I worry that if I do that and I gain some levels, I could regret it later. You know. Yeah, it's like I'd regret it. I think if I hit like level 37 or 38 and gain a bunch of XP, I think that'd be bad. But then also, like, you know me, if I'm doing group content, I like to be able to like contribute. You know, I don't think I'm going to contribute much with a bunch of level 60s. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably pass by some of the early Stranglethorn quests, which would be sad. Appreciate it though.
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend.
All right, there we go. Okay, so that is the last of what we're going to do here for now. Let's equip this awesome sword. We're going to have to skill that up a little bit. That's going to be awesome. And for now, I'm going to hearth back to Darkshire. We'll make the run down to Booty Bay, but I am going to take like a 7-minute break. I got to refill my coffee. I got to go eat some sushi really fast. And I'll be back very soon. I'm going to park us at the inn here for a minute. You can listen to the awesome inn music. We'll have a seat. And I will see you guys on the flip side. All right, we are back. Thank you guys for hanging out. And now we run to Stranglethorn, and probably we'll have to do the run all the way down to Booty Bay. So there are some low-level quests there we have to grab. This was enchanted with plus 25 agility. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. At least we have Cheetah. Yeah, the run is gonna be better. It's not awful, but I mean, the north to south run in Stranglethorn is big though. It's a big run. You know? So like part of me thinks I'm gonna do it right away. Part of me thinks I want to wait. So like what would I lose? If I don't do the run right now, then I lose the Crocolisk chain, which is 2 different, well, it's technically 3 different quests. So that's a big chunk of XP if I don't do that. I mean, we could do the first one later, it'll be gray if we wanted to wait. Again, I wouldn't mind doing the run as much if we could fly from Booty Bay to the Rebel camp. But the fact that I have to run to Booty Bay, and then I have to fly back to Duskwood, and then I have to do this run again, that's probably why I'm not going to do the run right now. I'm probably just going to start questing out of the Rebel camp. Oh, you know what though? There are multiple... We have to go to Booty Bay. Like, this is just what you have to do as an Alliance character to get started in Stranglethorn. It's, like I said, it makes Stranglethorn kind of a place that I dread taking Alliance characters, even though I like Stranglethorn once we're into it. It's just so much time to get started to where you're actually questing. If you want to do it properly and have all the quests. Which, especially at this level, we do. We definitely want to have all the quests.
Have a good one. See you around.
King's honor, friend.
So our two-handed weapon skill with swords is 98. So we are gonna have to probably swing at some stuff. And if we have to, we can just switch back to the axe. If we have to kill something before it kills us. I'm not even going to go to the camp yet. We're just going to stay on the road, and we're going to run down to Booty Bay. And I'm just going to try to pick up everything. In order to facilitate that, I'm going to drop some quests from other zones. So yeah, let's see. I don't even really have a lot to drop. Drop Costly Menace, we can pick that up again later. Hints of a New Plague, same thing. I guess that'll do. We could drop these and pick these up later. Like when we actually want to go do them. There we go. It's a little bit more clean. Dustin, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. You got here just in time for all the running around. We're about to run all the way down to Booty Bay. We are going to switch to the axe and kill this guy. The good thing is so many of our abilities are firing off the weapon swing that leveling up the weapon shouldn't take forever. It should be a pretty quick process. We are using the Sword of the Magistrate. And we also have a talent point. We're just going to keep going into Lightning Reflexes. It's really all there is left to do. finish this off and grab Wyvern Sting. Sword-wielding hunter makes the class fantasy really cool. I agree. Yeah, the class fantasy with a sword is really on point. I think with a spear, if we can get a spear at some point, that would be a really cool look for us. But I really love the two-handed swords. I'm okay with the axes. Like, the axe is okay. But I do prefer the two-handed sword or the spear. As far as, like, the fantasy aesthetic of it. Probably just gonna grab most of the quest, unless they're red. If they're red, then we're not gonna grab them. If they're yellow or orange, then we'll pick them up.
Hey there.
Hey, how you doing? What's up? Hurry back! Keep it real! Talk to me. Glad I could help. Keep it real. Time is money, friend. Glad I could help. Hurry back. Glad I could help. Keep it real. Hurry back.
Adventure awaits. Keep your nose clean in my town. I have work for one such as you. Well met, traveler. There's opportunity to be had here.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's why we have to come here. Especially at this level, like so many quests that we'll be able to do while we're doing other quests, that if you don't come here first, you're really at a disadvantage later. So yeah, now we have to fly. We have to fly to Duskwood, and then we have to run back into Northern Stranglethorn to get to the hunting camp. So that's really the only annoying part of this whole journey.
Talk to me. Okay, good.
When we get down to Wyvern Strike, we're going to have another melee button to push. It's going to be a lot of buttons to slam. This one puts a bleed up on the target. Tim, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well today. The good news is once we get to questing, we're going to have a ton of stuff we can do all at once. It's going to feel pretty good once we actually get to it. But the preamble takes a long time. When will we get a mount? At level 40. 4 more levels to go. Yeah, it's easy to forget about the mount at first. Every time I get a character to 40, I forget about the mount, at least a couple times, you know, early on. And then every once in a while, I'll just run without mounting up. I was thinking we might get a couple of skill ups off that guy, but no, apparently not.
Good one. Safe travel.
I'd like to find Private Thorson or whatever his name is who hangs out over here on the hill. On the Paladin, I didn't get his quest. So I never saw him. You have to get him when he's right here, when he gets attacked by a couple of enemies. But I think that leads into at least one other quest, maybe two other quests, that we just kind of miss out on if we can't find him. Well, this is okay. We're hitting enough with the sword now that we shouldn't have to switch out to the axe. So we could probably sell it. It's 0.36 on every hour that the event with him starts? That seems not often enough? That is weirdly specific timing. And I think they should probably just make him permanently there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to wait around for him. We're going to keep moving. Maybe we'll just happen to come across him. I'll never really understand how the lighting in this game can be so good. With it being, like, at the core of it, with it being so old. It always baffles me. To think about how many games that are made today, like, a lot of games kind of look like ass. Even games that are made today. And so to make a game that, like, the lighting especially, that looks like this, and it still looks amazing 20 years later, like, how do you do that? It's gotta almost be like an accident. Oh no, our skill's not high enough. Oh, that's painful. I am just in pain. We gotta fix that. We can't do it like that. I'm gonna have to get on that. Like, tomorrow we're gonna have to get that, like, skilled up. Like, at the start of the stream, before we do anything else, so we have to figure out, like, what do I need to be to fish here? Does it gotta be 125? I bet it's 125. That's not going to be too hard to get. I don't know if we can get that in Stormwind. I don't know if we just go to the canals in Stormwind if we can get skill ups up to 125 maybe. And the great thing about the lighting is that this is the most, like, beautiful time of day. Like, if you can play during the sunset hours, that's when the lighting is on point. It makes basically every zone look so much better when it's, like, the sunset dusk hours. Which, like, server time is, like, 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock. It's the best time to play. One of the really awesome, like, side benefits of playing on the EU server is that I get to see all the amazing sunset skyboxes. It's 150 for catching fish and 225. Wow. Okay, so we have a little bit of work to do. I wonder if we can get up to 150 just fishing in Stormwind, because if we can do that, it'll be pretty easy. Other than that, we could go back to South Shore. But that's a little bit of a flight. Enchant is plus 25 agility on the sword. What's going on here?
You got my
Oh, there we go.
Off with you. What's on your mind? See you soon.
Need help?
Greetings.
What's on your mind?
Does the melee hunter work well? The melee hunter is amazing. It's probably one of the funnest specs, if not the funnest spec that I've ever played. I think it's great. It's a master class in spec design. They should strive to make all specs feel as fun as the melee hunter does. And not only does it feel good, but it's incredibly powerful. It'll probably get nerfed at some point, but even when it gets nerfed, it'll still be a lot of fun. Karen, have a good rest of your night. Take care, we'll see you next time. What's the rotation? Slap the abilities that are not on cooldown. It's almost like whack-a-mole. You have a few key abilities: Flanking Strike, Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite. You have a chance on a Raptor Strike to reset the cooldown. So sometimes you'll get to slap multiple Raptor Strikes in a row. Off of that, you have a chance to proc a mongoose bite. So you're watching for procs, which you can see in the scrolling combat text, and then also just slapping anything that's not on the cooldown. So you're playing whack-a-mole and reacting to procs, and there's big crits involved, and I enjoy all those things. Some people don't really enjoy like the whack-a-mole aspect of like hit what's off cooldown, but I kind of do. And then I like the reactive stuff, like when we proc that mongoose bite, when we get the multiple raptor strikes in a row. Yeah, the sword's amazing. Absolutely. We need some more panthers. Gotta head back the other way for that. And then we also have traps, like we have our traps buffed, so if it's a longer fight, I can lay down an immolation trap. If it's AoE, I can lay down an explosive trap. And those are, I buffed those through talent, so those should deal like a bit more damage now. So we have a lot of flat out, like direct in-your-face melee damage, but then we also have a lot of utility. Tim, can I remind the chat? What should I remind them of? I could probably remind them. Did I miss something? Oh, the membership thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. So what Tim's talking about is, if you guys like to hang out in the stream, or really if you like to hang out in any stream on YouTube, you want to go into your YouTube settings and you want to make sure that gifts are turned on. That way, if you're hanging out in a stream, somebody drops some gift memberships, your account will be eligible. And depending on what region you're in, gifts are turned off by default on your account, and you actually have to go enable them. Just something to be aware of if you enjoy hanging out in any YouTube streams and want to be eligible to receive gifted memberships. There we go. Consider yourselves warned. Oh my god, this place is a wasteland. Okay, we got lots and lots of dead guys. Let's try to do what we can. The heals could be a problem because I don't have an interrupt. We have lots of cool abilities and we're very powerful, but I don't have a way to interrupt casters. So if we pull too many medicine men, we could be in trouble. But if we're critting them for 730, then yeah, not so much. If we're critting them for that much, then we're going to be just fine. We are going to be fine. It might be as simple as clicking on your little, like, YouTube icon and going down to settings. Let's see. It might be as simple as that. Or it could be much more complex, I guess. We got problems. Why do I have all of these problems? Okay, I don't really know where this guy came from. I'm clearly on somebody else's aggro chain from like a minute ago. Let's see if we can get out of combat here for a second. That'd be great. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it on mine either. I'm in my settings and I don't actually see the option. I wonder where they're hiding it. Oh, there we go. No, those are notifications. Preferences. Yeah, I don't actually see where it is. They've hidden it well. Google would probably come up with some really easy to follow steps. If you look up just like how to enable YouTube memberships or how to enable GIFs, how to enable GIFs on YouTube, then Google would probably come up with some pretty easy to follow steps, I would think. Oh, there you go. It's not done in the settings at all. Go to the channel's live stream, tap join, so you're in the stream, tap the 3-dot menu, and select GIF settings, toggle allow GIFs. So that it has to be done while you're in a stream. That's awesome. JP, thank you for posting that, finding that for us. I appreciate that. What do I do for my day job? What's that? What's a... I don't have one of those. I haven't worked a day job in 6 years. It's been about 6 years. It's been about 6 years since I've sold my labor to somebody else. Thankfully. Am I a full-time streamer? No. If I was a full-time streamer, I'd be streaming like 8 hours a day. As it is, I just stream a couple days a week and mostly put out recorded content. So no, I'm not a full-time streamer. I mean, there was a year and a half where I streamed almost every day. So I did that for a while. It sunk all of my channel statistics. So while I was streaming every day for a year and a half, the channel didn't grow. Like, the community wasn't really growing. So after about a year and a half of doing that, I had to go back to focusing on recorded content. So, yeah. Yeah, that was about as close as I was going to get to full-time. And even that full-time was like maybe like 4 hours a day. 4 or 5 hours a day, like 6 or 7 days a week. So even that wasn't full-time. I'm going to grind for 8 hours a day. Like, nobody wants to see 8 hours a day of me. I don't even want to see myself for that long most of the time. And the moment this becomes like a job will be the moment that I stop doing it, you know? Once it feels like the only reason I'm here is because it's my job to be here, then that's when you won't see me anymore. Because if I'm just gonna go do a job, I'm gonna go do a job for like 3 times as much money. So, yeah. Thankfully, this is not a job, and never will be a job. I intentionally don't have a job, and I don't want a job. Been there, done that. What will I do when classical retirement age comes? I mean, I'll keep working and probably till I'm dead if I'm working a normal job. Like, if I was working a job, I would have to keep doing that job. I don't think there is any more, like, real retirement for most people unless they are wealthy. Which I am not wealthy. I am a poor person. So, partially because of the whole not working a job thing. But yeah, what I'm going to do when I hit retirement age is, if I'm really lucky, I'll just get to keep living however I'm living at the time. If I'm really lucky, it means I'm still doing this. Maybe not playing classic WoW, maybe we're playing WoW 2 at that point, I don't know. But I don't believe that there is a classical retirement age where there's going to be some magical time when I can simply stop doing anything. And furthermore, if I had to reach a point where my goal was to stop doing everything, then I might as well just be all done, because then what's the point? How do your bills get paid? How do my bills get paid? My wife pays them, you shitbag. How about you just go away? That's how my bills get paid. My wife pays the bills, and I contribute to some of them. How do you think? And Trip 3, don't let Trip 3 fool you. Trip 3's been around the channel before, because I recognize their name. So, and if it's somebody that I recognize their name but they haven't been around for a while, like, he's been around. We've had these conversations before with Trip 3, so there we go. Classic War Within, yeah. When I'm classical retirement age, we'll be playing War Within Classic. Absolutely, that's the dream, right? If I can make it that long, I'll be happy. If I got to be alive at classical retirement age, then that would suit me just fine. Regardless of what I'm doing. Dustin, have a good rest of your day, man. I appreciate you hanging out. What I'll never understand is, like, why do people care? Firstly, why would you care how I make money? Why would you care how my bills get paid? This is such a weird thing to me, and I can never figure out what internal deficit in a person causes them to care about this thing exclusively above anything else. This is like, when people ask that, what it reveals to me is that you are a person who only values your place as a human being based solely around how much money you make or how much disposable income you have. That you must be a person that has such a twisted worldview and such like a emotionally inept view of humans that the only valuation you could ascribe to a human is to figure out how they pay their bills and how much money they make. Isn't that just, like, doesn't that just seem really fucked up? That anyone who has that impulse to come into a place like this and the thing you want to ask a person is, like, you want to find out how they pay their bills? What the fuck is wrong with you? You need help. Like, you like, not someone else's help. You need the kind of help that only comes from, like, actual, deep, honest introspection and figuring out what the fuck it is in this world that you actually love. Because it sounds like it's probably nothing. Like, it can't be much because you don't seem to have an understanding of why people live and why they would do things. It seems like, oh, well, how much money do you make? Well, how do you get your bills paid? Like, what the fuck? I've never been able to figure out what exactly it is that's wrong with people like that. But I dare say that there's something wrong with them. Something wrong. Oh man, Serox, thank you so much for the 6 months, man. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Even if money was everything, who cares? Who cares how I make mine? Who gives a shit? Why does it matter? Or is it that this person wants to make sure that while they're suffering and languishing at their fucking miserable job, that I'm not making more money than them doing something that I enjoy? Sometimes I think that's what it must be. Maybe this person is just so fucking insecure that they want to make sure that however they're suffering in their day-to-day life, that they're making more money doing that than I am. That they're doing better than I am because they don't want to have to exist with the idea that, like, maybe I'm just fine and I get to play video games all day and you're a fucking miserable shitbag who works a job that you hate and, you know, you're getting by, but you're not playing video games all day. Let's be fair. Like, maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is. It's always very disheartening. It's always very disheartening to come across a human being like that. It's probably like the only bad thing about streaming. The only bad thing about streaming for me has been just encountering this fucking, like, twisted sort of person whose values, like, I don't even understand what they value or where they're coming from or, like, what their objectives are, but I know their objectives are negative towards me. I can sense that there's, like, hostility and negativity, and I just don't understand, like, where it comes from or what even the point of it is. And if I had to put something at the top of the list for, like, worst things about streaming, that shit is right there at the top of the list. It's right up there. I don't even mind, like, direct actual harassment. If someone's, like, a direct actual asshole to me, like, I don't even mind that. That's much better than the, where did you make your money? How do you pay for your bills? How do you live? Are you okay with living that way? Oh man, just piss off, please. Whew. Anyway. Back to slaughtering NPCs in the video game that we love. Mitash, have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you hanging out with us. It's a different type of troll. Yeah, obviously it's a different type of troll. And ultimately the trolls win, you know, he got a reaction out of me, so that's like a troll victory, but... Man, I just wish it didn't have to be that way. What's the connection like on the EU server? It's like completely normal. I have 114 MS. So a little bit of context to that, you know, back in like 2005, 2006, playing WoW on like the best internet that I could afford at the time, I still had 300 MS to the stateside servers. Internet's come a long way. Internet's really good now, and it's come a long way. And there's no latency connecting to the EU servers from here, as long as your internet is not like complete trash. Which most people these days have like decent internet. If you're in the States somewhere like in a relatively populated area, you have access to decent internet. My inventory's full, and I'm not really digging that. We're not getting any jungle remedies. Like, I just haven't been killing witch doctors. So I'm gonna roll out of here, and we'll go vendor some stuff. We will go vendor some stuff and come back. We also got like panthers to kill still, tigers to kill, all kinds of stuff going on. No, panthers are done, so panthers are dead. Tigers, we got a few more. We'll have to come back for the herbs that we need. Dante, thank you for the membership. I really appreciate that. Nick, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for stopping by. I feel like I've been doing a very bad job at remembering to skin. In fact, I've left a trail of evidence to prove that I've been really bad about it. I blame the troll. I do blame the troll. Yeah, I blame the troll for most of the world's problems, actually. How's the hunter leveling going? It's progressing. It's slow, a little bit slow. We've had a lot of traveling today, a lot of running back and forth, and we're finally now just getting into the groove of things. It's always tough on the Alliance to get going in Stranglethorn. We need to go, oh, we can go to the hunting lodge, the hunting camp. They have a vendor there. Let's head back that way. We could turn in the Panther quest. We'll finish up the Tigers. We'll pick up the next two of those. Maybe we'll go back to the Kurds and compound later on. We don't have to go back there right now.
I buy and trade. Farewell.
Light be with you. Be careful.
Ryder, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. I know, the Green Hills pages are great for experience. They're just really bad for my inventory.
Well met. Farewell.
I can never make myself hang on to them. I think I've only completed the quest one time in my life. And I think when I did that, I bought most of the pages off the auction house. Because, yeah, I can just never make myself carry them around. Do I watch animes? No, not these days. No, I used to watch anime when I was in my like teens and 20s. And then eventually I gave it up. I watched a couple of really good animes and then I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm good. You know what the problem was is I was living with a roommate at the time who was like, who would get super obsessed about animes. And it was just like, it was kind of like off-putting. I don't know why. I kind of like saw how he was, and it was a little off-putting, and I just kind of like stopped watching. Kind of the same thing with JRPGs, except recently I've been playing Metaphor ReFantazio. Metaphor is an amazing game, and so that's kind of got me back into like giving JRPGs a chance, because I had also like quit JRPGs. After beating Persona 3 and 4, I was like, okay, Persona 3 and 4, that was like the penultimate of RPG, like fun and storytelling, I'm good now. And I walked away. And we all know someone that watches anime that's like that, right? Yeah, like they're into a couple that are like, you question why, but then like they're also kind of pushy about you, like, hey, watch this one, check this out, and they're just really into it, and it's just like, it was off-putting. Some people recommended that I should check out the Castlevania animes on Netflix, and maybe I'll do that. I can't watch like the animes that would try to be like Dragon Ball Z, where like two guys will stare at each other for like 20 episodes and then they'll fight a little bit, and it's just like this endless back and forth where like one fight takes like 40 episodes for the fight to conclude. Like I watched Dragon Ball back when I was young, and I got enough of that. Like I don't need to see it again in Naruto or any other like format. I can't stand the ones that are about the guys staring at each other grunting for 40 episodes. It's too much. I can't do it. Like I said, I did it with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and that was enough. I got my fill of it. I never felt the need to like explore that as its own genre. So like if it was something good and story based, then I might check it out. Like Castlevania seems cool. But I can't do the ones where they just like fight people. I did my time. Seems like this might be a little bit sketchy. Or not. Alright, we need to think about making some bandages. Man, we are way behind on first aid. We are getting Mage Weave, and we definitely don't have the ability to make Mage Weave bandages. We are way behind. Yeah, I'm surprised that we didn't aggro more of these guys. I don't really know why. I mean, we're a little bit of a higher level than some of them. So that could explain it. But yeah, I kind of expected most of these guys to aggro. I don't think these are going to help us very much. 301 damage. Yeah, we'd be better off just buying some more at-level food. Whatever that fire wave is they do, that fire wave deals a crap ton of damage. Oh my god, maybe I am going to make some bandages. We're going to need anything to help us keep our health. We only have 2 pieces of food. I don't think I have any other food on me. No, we have nothing. We're going to have to probably head to somewhere we can buy food. I think we might have to go to Booty Bay for food. That's going to suck. Oh, you know, we could go to Darkshire for food, I guess. So I don't think there's a food vendor at the Rebel Camp. Or at the Hunting Lodge. Which is a bummer. Oh man, Tim, that sounds awful. Ugh, I'm glad that I can help in some small way. Yeah, that's painful. Yeah, our skinning is capped out, so next time we're back in town, we need to train skinning. Which should be... Maybe we need a master skinner? Do I need to find a specific skinning trainer to take me from 225 to 300, or can I do that in Stormwind? This should be the last time we have to train. Is counterattack worth it? It's funny that you say that, because I was thinking no. No, I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it is worth it, because it doesn't do hardly any damage. I think the key part of counterattack is the immobilization, which in PvP would be really useful, but it's not. Yeah, it's not even worth hitting it. Yeah. Same thing with deterrence. Like I shouldn't have spec'd into either of these things. You know, I have enough buttons to push, and it doesn't deal any damage, and I don't need it. So I'm gonna spec out of them, and then I can spend those points probably somewhere else that'll be a little bit more useful to us. Alpha T, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. I am doing great. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we're gonna drop deterrence. We're gonna drop counterattack, and then I don't know. We'll have to put those points probably into deflection to keep us going down the talent tree. Because yeah, they're useless. Artisan skinning is an Iron Forge. Thank you. I appreciate that. At least it's somewhere relatively convenient, and not like a trainer hiding out in the middle of nowhere. John the homunculus? Yeah, you're digging the homunculus on the priest? I didn't mind having them out. I minded when they died every minute and a half. That was basically the biggest problem, is having to listen to their little death squeals every time they expired every 2 minutes or whatever it was. Like, I didn't mind. They were creepy, but I didn't mind them so much. Just hate listening to them die over and over again. I thought that was, like, kind of weirdly unnecessary. How they all had to fall over, do the death animation and the death noise. Oh, I'm on mute. Oh, that was a good treatise on the melee hunter and how I felt about it. I'm sorry y'all missed it. Blame my mute button. Apparently got stuck. It's not as bad on the human. The dwarf sounded worse. Okay, so maybe it's a dwarf thing. Could you imagine having a night elf priest and listening to the night elf, like the long drawn out night elf death? That would be really bad. Their death is so dramatic. That would probably make it 100 times worse. I need tigers. I'm just not... Here we go. I'm just not seeing a lot. The weapon came pre-enchanted. Yeah, Mitosh gifted me this sword, and he sent it to me pre-enchanted with the 25 agility. I went through no effort to enchant the weapon. That would require, like, reaching out to somebody in-game and meeting up with them in some shady alley in Stormwind, and I didn't do any of that. I'm gonna level a priest as a recorded series after we cap out the Pally. The priest is gonna be my next recorded series SOD character. So I'm definitely gonna revisit the priest. But yeah, I don't think I'll be doing a dwarf though. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do a dwarf. I don't know. We'll see. I won't do a night elf, that's for sure. Already got that covered. Let's see if we can get the rest of the troll ears that we need. We need a few more. That one turns in down in Booty Bay, so it'd be good to get it done now. I really don't want to fight these shaman because they blast us with a really hard-hitting attack. And I don't have a lot of healing items on me. So I'm trying to avoid shamans. There we go. That is 15 out of 15. The medium leather is selling for about 2.5 golds a stack. That's what the medium leather is going for, and that's what light leather is going for now too. Light leather used to be worth like 7 or 8. Now both the light leather and the medium leather are going for about 2.5 gold for a stack of 20. So it's probably worth holding on to when I have inventory space. The heavy leather I don't know. But I'm going to assume it's probably about the same. But I actually haven't looked. Oh, you know what? Let's do this stuff too. Oh man. Okay, I know, like, I'm throwing money on the ground here, but listen. I want to get some of these quests done today. And we're about to have to travel down to Booty Bay. And if I'm gonna have to travel down to Booty Bay, then I want to have these ones done before I go back. So, I know I'm technically throwing money on the ground, but we're gonna have to be okay with it. We're gonna have to just come to terms with it and move on for today. There we go. Yeah, I want to do these quests, so that's how we're gonna do it. At some point we hit level 37. Let's pop another talent point into lightning reflexes. Now our agility is increased by 9%. If you run away from that crystal gaze, you can outrange it pretty quickly. But you have to turn your back and run away, like, immediately. I don't think it works to try to run through them. I think it's easier just to turn your back and run away and you can outrange it. Oh, we got competition here behind us. I know there's a lot of leather laying on the ground, but I'm going to prioritize getting tags while this other player is here. We're going to have to prioritize actually tagging some of these guys. Is the sword from a rare? I'm not sure. It might be. I thought I had an add-on that would tell me where items were from, but it doesn't seem to be working today. It's the Sword of the Magistrate. Leah, good afternoon to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Alright, now we can skin a bunch of these. Although I see respawns. I'll try to skin some of them, but I don't want that person to come back and tag all of these. Inventory is full. At least the respawn rate's being kind to us. That's nice. Alright, there we go. We also need to make our way out to the island really quick. Just to investigate it. And yes, our inventory is completely full. And right now there's nothing I can do about it. It's gonna have to wait till we get back to a vendor. So we're going to go back to the hunting camp. We're going to turn in everything there. We'll pick up the follow-ups. Then we have to hearth back to Darkshire. Then we have to fly to Booty Bay. Because we also have a bunch of stuff to turn in back in Booty Bay. Is this a hunter? Yes, this is a Season of Discovery melee hunter. Melee, no pet. That's the build we're doing.
What can I do for you? Like bless you.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Great to meet you. Be good. Safe travel.
King's honor, friend. Safe travels.
JP, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Is all the gold from skinning an auction house? No, I would say about half the gold is from skinning an auction house and half the gold is from gifts.
Can I help?
Half of it is work, half of it is streamer privilege.
Have a good one.
But yeah, we have been selling leather, and also I sold firefin snappers. The firefin snappers were selling for 2.5 gold a piece. That was one of the things I just picked up from the mailbox. Was 2 gold, 50 silver for selling a firefin snapper. Yeah, there's a lot of very generous people in the community, and I always appreciate it. How are the workouts going? I mean, I've weightlifted for 20 years. I'm not really trying to meet any fitness goals right now. I'm just trying to maintain. I'm usually about 200 pounds. Like, I think right now I'm like 200, 205. I tend to stay exactly between 195 and 205. I've been between 195 and 205 for like the past 7 or 8 years. Just because I've been in maintenance mode. I haven't tried to like gain muscle or anything in a long time, and I never tried to lose weight because when I started working out I was 150 pounds, and to put that in perspective, I'm 6'4". When you're 6'4" and you only weigh 150 pounds, the thing you most resemble is a stick. In fact, Stick was my nickname. And so I never was in a position to try to lose weight. I've always been in the position to try to gain weight or hold on to the weight I do have. Luckily, now that I'm 41, holding on to the weight's not a problem. My metabolism probably finally slowed to a point where I don't have to eat excessively. As long as I'm not working out excessively, I don't have to eat excessively to maintain my weight. Yeah. No, I've been this fit for a long time. Which is not incredibly fit, but I think for a 41-year-old man, I'm in pretty good shape. My wife thinks so, and that's all that really matters to me when it comes to that kind of thing. But I do it out of habit these days. When you work out for so long, your body and your brain, you get addicted to the routine of it, and so it's like basically impossible to not work out. In fact, I have to do a workout as soon as I end the stream. So there is that. That's a real thing.
Yo! Glad I could help! What's up? Keep it real! Yo! Hurry back! Keep it real!
Keep your nose clean in my town.
Alright, what else? Apparently I missed a quest somewhere inside the inn. There we go.
Time is money, friend! Hurry back! Glad I could help! Talk to me! Hurry back!
Yo, keep it real. Be good.
Food sounds good. With that note, guys, I am out of time for today. I think we're gonna stream more tomorrow. I think I'll be back tomorrow probably around the same time. I'll probably come on around 12:30, 1 o'clock my time, and we'll go for a few hours and see what we can get up to. We're gonna keep questing right here in Stranglethorn. We have a bunch of yellow quests we can work on, and I don't really feel the need to go anywhere else right now. So yeah, that is the plan. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you guys being here. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon or evening time. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.